Hey everybody, this is Christy again, coming to you from my house. Today we're going to do some metabolic strength conditioning with some cardio. So the way that I want to do this today is doing supersets. So what that means is you have two different exercises that you perform back to back. So while one muscle group is resting, the other muscle group can work. That way you actually burn a little bit more calories because you're continuously moving and not really just resting in between each by doing nothing. So we're also going to be doing some 60-second cardio sets in between. We're going to focus on lighter weights and higher reps today. There are some benefits to doing it that way. You can increase your muscle endurance and strength, especially if you go to failure. So even though the weights are light, if you do more reps, you'll get to the point where you really try to get those last couple reps in. We're going to perform these slowly with using our strength and not momentum. And then muscle groups work in pairs. So to stay balanced, you want to work both sides of your body. For example, you've got the bicep on one side, the tricep on the other. So working them both will keep you balanced and help coordinate your muscles working together. So without further ado, let's start with the first two exercises, bicep curls and tricep dips. So for the bicep curls, I'm taking just an 8-pound weight, so it's not too heavy. I'm gonna set my lower body, and I'm just gonna go ahead and curl. And I'm gonna do about 15 to 20 of these. So a typical range might be between 8 and 12. So this is just a different way to lift. It's not necessarily that one is better than the other, but your body likes to have variety so it doesn't get used to things and then it is too easy. So you can alternate between days where you do lower reps and higher weights, or higher reps with lower weights. And of course I don't know how many I've done, so I'm going to pretend that I've done about 12. Now 13, 14, and 15. All right, so that's the bicep. I'm going to work the tricep by doing dips. I happen to have a bench, but you can do anything that you have at home, like a chair. So I'm going to come down and do some dips. So now I'm working the tricep on the back of the arm on the opposite side of the bicep. Now make these a little bit more challenging by putting your feet out further so you can decide. We're going to do 2 sets of each of these exercises, followed by a 60-second cardio. Come on back and do about 3 more. Starting to feel that fatigue. Come back up, grab those weights that you used for the bicep curls, and we'll go back to biceps. So we're controlling the movement, coming all the way down, all the way up, tapping the shoulder, tapping the quad. So you want to make sure that you don't lose your form. If you start kind of doing this kind of thing, you want to pay attention to whether or not the weights are too heavy. Do a couple more of these. 1 more. And back to the dips. So you can see I'm not really resting in between. While I'm doing the triceps, my biceps are resting. Okay? Sometimes you might see people at the gym on a weight machine or doing weights and then standing and resting for maybe 30 seconds or so in between their next set, which is great. You need to rest those muscles. But I like to keep moving, so I like to do something else while the muscle group is resting. 2 more. And back up. So 2 sets, biceps, triceps. Now we've got a 60-second cardio. What we're going to do is speed skaters. So I'm going to set my timer for 60 seconds. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. I'm going to come across, add a little hop, touch down to the floor. You can stay up here, take that jump out completely, or bring it up to you. 60 seconds. Try to keep your chest up. Kick that back leg behind. Be mindful of your knee bend. That's 30 seconds. "20 seconds left." You can always bring it down. If you're getting tired, but don't stop moving. 5 seconds. And up. Great job. Woo, get my heart rate up. So change is good, confusing your muscles. And another benefit of doing lighter weights, it's easier on your joints. All right, so going back to our second round, round 2 of supersets. We're gonna do a chest press for the chest and a bent over row. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these 8-pounders. I'm gonna come down to the floor and I'm gonna work my chest. I'm gonna also work core just a little bit because I've got my shoulders off the floor. It's a little bit more of an inclined position. This also makes it so that you can't go beyond elbows below the body. We just want to come down to here anyway. So if you have the opportunity to go below, you don't want to do that. So doing it on the floor kind of creates a stopper at that range of motion. I'm going to do 5 more of these. 2, 3, 4, one more, and up. All right, bend over row. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna do this to the side, so soften the knees, hinge forward at the hips, keep the back nice and flat, and I'm gonna pull back and squeeze. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So when I come up, I'm kind of holding and pausing while I really focus on that muscle group that I'm working. Good squeeze at the top. Keeping those elbows in, close to your body. Let's do 5 more of these. 2 more. 1 more. Great, back down, chest press. If you want to add something more, you can always add core. You can bring the legs up. You could drop them down as you alternate the legs with that chest press. It just depends on how much you want to do today, what you want to focus on. Keep the head neutral. Press up and squeeze the pecs. We've got 5 more. 4 more. 3. 2. One more time. All right, and then back up. Let's bend it over again. This time I'll go forward and show you what the front looks like. We're just coming back in, squeezing. Keeping the shoulders even. Abs are pulled in. There's 10. Like I said, anywhere between 15 and 20. You want to start to feel a little bit of fatigue for those last few reps, but you can complete them. I'll do a couple more. 1 more. And round it up. All right. Next up for our 60 seconds, we've just got jumping jacks. So 60 seconds on the timer, regular jumping jacks, and go. So for these, you can do your hands up and down just like this, kind of a typical jumping jack, or You can try some different things with your arms. Get fancy, up and in. Or if that's too much to think about, you can leave them down. Most important, like I said before, just keep moving. You can take the jump out completely, like this. Keep those arms pumping up. You'll keep that heart rate up. Whatever you want to do. Got about 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. All right. 2 sets down. We have 7 sets total. So, set 3. We're going to work the biceps and triceps again, but just in a little bit different way. So I'm going to do a bicep concentration curl. I'm going to anchor the dumbbell on my leg to focus a little bit more on the bicep muscle. And then for the tricep, I'm going to do, where are my notes? Oh, overhead tricep extension. So, let's see, I'm gonna sit down here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my elbow right to the inside of my leg, and I'm gonna perform that bicep curl. But what this is doing is really keeping my elbow in a specific spot so I can't move and use any kind of momentum. And what it's doing is really focusing on that bicep muscle. Tension, time under tension. You can use about the same weight as you used for the curls, or maybe a little bit lighter. I'm staying a little bit lighter with the 6-pounder. A couple more of these. And then I'm going to go to the other side. Same thing. Anchor that elbow on the inside and bring it up. Really isolating the bicep muscle. Sun's out today. That always helps. All right, I've got 10 more. I'm going for 20 on these. This weight's a little bit lighter, so I can do more reps. Again, mindful movement. Intentional. I'm not just swinging it, let it go. Let's do 3 more. 1 more. And down. Overhead tricep extension. I'm going to grab a medicine ball. I'm going to hold it up above my head. I'm going to put my elbows forward, soften the knees, and I'm just going to come straight up. And I'm going to bring that ball down right to the base of the neck and push up and squeeze. Try not to let the arms wander away from your head. I'm going to do 10 more. There's 10. 9, really push those shoulders down. Tuck those shoulder blades in to the back. Let's go 5 more. Here's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. All right, back to those concentration curls. And I'm gonna increase my weight a little bit. I feel like I can get just a little bit more out of it if I increase it just a little. So now I'm going with an 8-pounder. And you'll find that as you're going along, whether or not you need to add or decrease weight. Like I said, you want to be able to get the reps, but you don't want them to be super easy, but you can complete them. Now, if you're feeling like you could even get a little bit more out of this, you can always add a little pulse. Okay, or all the way up and then halfway up. Get creative. Think of ways to fatigue that muscle. This is actually working. Definitely making it more tired. Little double pump. And the increase in weight. I'm going to do a couple more. Oh yeah. One more. Up and down. All right, other side. So I'm feeling that muscle get to fatigue by doing more reps. I've got 10 more. Now I'm going to add those double pumps just to add a little bit more intensity so I get to that fatigue point. Working muscle endurance, also building strength. I'm going to do 2 more of these. One more time. And up, good, all right. Overhead extension. I'm going to increase the weight on that as well. Just trying to find something a little bit heavier. I'm going to bring it up here and go ahead. Now you can do the same thing here. If you're feeling like, I don't know if 20 of these is really going to be enough, add a little pump, halfway up, all the way up, halfway, all the way, okay? Here's 5, and 6, and 7. One way you'll know if you've got enough reps in is if you start to lose your form. That typically happens when you start to get tired. It's a good indication that it's time to stop. Or reduce your weight. I'm going to do 5 more like this. Double pumps really making a big difference. There's 2, and 3, 4, and 5. All right. So for our cardio on this one, we've got 4 high knees and then 4 plank jacks. So we're going to be up and down off the floor. So just moving around like that is definitely going to increase your heart rate. Hang on, gotta get my timer. 60 seconds. And here we go. High knees, 4 of those, down to 2 plank jacks. Is that what I said? Yep, 4 high knees. No, I said 4 plank jacks. Down, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 of these. But again, make it your own. Make any sort of combination that you want. If you just want to do 2 plank jacks, that's fine. You want to do 2 plank jacks and 2 high knees. That's more up and down, but whatever you want to do. I'm going for 4. Back up. I've got 6 and 4. Last one. And up. All right. I need a sip of water. All right, set 4. We're going to work the shoulders. So we're going to go with an overhead shoulder press and a front raise. So working the shoulders, when you're working them out here or up here, and you've got a longer distance between where the weight resistance is and the joint that you're working, you don't want too heavy of a weight. Puts extra stress on that joint. So for the overhead press, I'm going to go with the 8 counters. I'm going to soften my knees, pull my abs in, roll the shoulders back. I'm going to start here. And you only want to come down to where your elbows are bent about 90 degrees. Don't forget to breathe. There's 10. 15 might be enough of these. I'll go for a couple more. One more. All right. Now, front raises. I'm going to go lighter. I think I'm going to go with 5. So again, set your stance, roll your shoulders back, front raise. Keep those shoulders back and down, and soft elbows. And we're only coming up to shoulder height. It's about 15. I'm going to go for 20 on these. There's 2, 3, 2 more. Last one. All right. Back to the overhead press. Roll shoulders, set stance, and press up. Now from the side, what you want to avoid is this. I see this happen a lot. You've really got to brace that lower body. Try to press those weights a little bit forward so they don't accidentally end up behind your head. I think about 2 more of these. Woo! Back to the front raise. Set your lower body and bring it up. Shoulders fatigue quickly. Woo! It's only 10. I'm gonna try 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Woo! Stretch those out a little bit. All right, 60 seconds. Cardio, I've got jump squats. So, take that jump out if you need to. And otherwise, get ready to jump for 60. So sit it back and explode up. You decide how high you want to jump. Doesn't matter. If you want to stay down here and just kind of come up on the toes, that works. Or just keep it down. Keeping it low is going to get your heart rate up too. There's nothing really magical about that jump. And especially if you've got issues with joints, knees, hips, ankles, leave it out. 20 seconds left. Woo! 10 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. Woo. All right. Set 5 of 7. Coming up next. So we're going to get down to the floor. We're going to go back to 2 muscle groups, chest and back. So I'm going to put down a towel and come to the floor. Now we're going to do a push-up, but we're going to do something a little bit different with it. Rather than just placing your hands here, we're going to stagger. And because we're doing 2 sets of everything, it doesn't matter which one you start with, because we'll do both. So we're just going to come down and up. Just like a regular push-up. Keep your head neutral. Hear those elbows creak. I'm going to do 3 more. 14 and 15. Between the 2 sets of the push-ups, I'm going to do a bent over fly. So I'm working chest and back again. I think I'm going to go with 6 pounds for the bent over fly. So soften the knees, hinge at the hips, weights come down, nice flat back, and I'm going to fly it out. Head stays down, Chin's tucked just slightly. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keep that movement controlled. If you can't hold a little pause up here at the top, they may be a little too heavy. You really want to be able to give it a good squeeze up there at the top, because that's what we're working. Back at the delts, the upper back. Let's do a couple more. Always feel free to do more than I'm doing if you haven't hit that fatigue yet. And stop before me if you need to. All right, we're gonna do those push-ups again. Other hand comes forward. Down and up. Be mindful of your core, abs in tight, glutes squeezed. I'm going to go for 5 more. I think. 4, 1 more. And up. Woo, start your back. Come on up. Back to the reverse fly. Pick up those weights. Hinge it forward. Soft elbows. And back. I'm going to try 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. All right, let's get that timer ready. You know what time it is. 60 seconds. This time we have mountain climbers. So I'm going to bring this back down. Just for my hands. Slip on the floor. 60 seconds. Go. So, you're driving those knees up toward the chest. Trying to keep in a nice flat back. Head is neutral. Fast or slow. You can even just drive the knees up like this. You'll still get some cardio and some core. As you pull up, really squeeze the abs. But if you really want this to be cardio, you can pick it up, run it a little bit faster, make it your own. 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stretch it back. Woo, okay. 1 more set. Last set. We have shrugs. So we're going to shrug the shoulders and then a bent arm side raise. So with the shrugs, you can go as heavy of the weights that you've selected for today. So a little bit on the heavier side. And we're just gonna pull up and come down. Working the traps, shoulders. So you can see straight up and down. Lower body set, core tight. It's not a big movement, but if you really focus on the muscles and give them a good squeeze. Got 3 more, 1 more, and down. Bent arm side raise. Don't need anything too heavy. I got 5s. I'm gonna start with a 90-degree bend in the elbows, and I'm just gonna come up and down. Keeping that bend consistent so nothing else happens when you come out to the side. That elbow bend stays right where it is. Elbows come up just to the height of the shoulders. Let's try 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. All right, back to that first one, the shrugs. Take a nice deep breath, roll back, and up and down. Feel that scapula just glide up and down on the back. Make sure that when you come down, you come all the way down. You should feel some tension, a little bit of muscle burning in those traps. They really help shape the shoulders. Let's go 5 more. And arms stay straight. I see a lot of people do these and they try to do this when they come up to the top. Nope, just keep them nice and straight. 1 more. And down. Bend arms sideways. Right here. Bring it out and back. If you can, try to find a mirror so you can see your form. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to see myself. It's really just to make sure that your arms are coming up at the same level, that you're not doing something funky, unless it's on purpose with your body. Couple more. 1 more. Definitely reach fatigue on those. All right, lateral hops for 60 seconds. And then after this, we have some core, and then we'll be done. So, make sure you've got room, set the timer, and we're just gonna hop side to side. If you wanna do a 2-footed hop, you can do that. Or just take it back to that leap over. You can even sidestep, keep it fast. That'll get the heart rate up too. Jumping's not for everyone, so don't feel like you have to, because you don't. Try a little bit of each one. I've got lines on my floor, so I'm just gonna hop side to side over that line. About 10 seconds left. Give that a little twist. And rest. All right, we're gonna come down to the floor next. We've got some core, same format, the superset format. First, we're gonna do shootouts. So you can grab a weight, or you don't need to use anything. We're gonna come down, let me see. You'll go this way so I don't kick anything. We'll start here, bring it out, and in. The lower you kick your legs, the more you're gonna feel it. But if it bothers your low back at all, then keep it higher. Okay, you can do it here. Not worth hurting your back. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and done. We're going to take it to a plank, and we're going to work, let's see, we're going to do hip drops. So, come up in a plank, and you're going to drop your hips side to side. those obliques. Love handles. Work off that Easter candy. I know you had some. I'm going to do 2 more on each side. There's 1 and 2. Come on back up. 1 more set of shootouts. With or without the weight. You choose how far down you want to drop the legs. Start up here to crunch. Kick it out. I'm going to go for 10 more. I'm going to finish with 20 of these. 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 more, and out. All right. If those hip drops in the plank bother your back, another alternative is just a knee tap. So you're up in that nice flat plank, and you're just going to tap the knees. You can see me. So I'm keeping my back straight, nice and flat, and I'm just alternating taps on the floor. Try to maintain that flat plank position, not move the hips too much, and just tap the knees. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And to finish, we will do 60 seconds of toe taps, with or without a weight. I'm going to use a 6-pound medicine ball. I'm going to bring my feet up, and I'm just going to reach with the ball to my feet. 60 seconds. Here we go. Just reach toward the toes. Your neck might start to get tired, but if you can take it, just let it be fatigued. As long as there isn't any pain. You've got to strengthen those neck muscles too. So try to get through it. It's only a minute. You've got about 25 seconds left. Reach, reach, and breathe. About 15 seconds. You can do this with bent knees too. 4, 3, 2, done. Whoa, that was graceful. All right, so there it is, guys. Supersets, lighter weights, higher reps, working muscle endurance, making sure that we get both sides of the muscle groups working together, biceps and triceps together, chest and back together. Just a different way to slice and dice it. Biggest thing is do something, push yourself a little bit, mix it up. Don't get stuck doing the same thing all the time. Your body's clever, it will figure it out, and then it won't challenge you as much. So keep it up, stay sane, and I'll see you next time.